What's going on, Vikings fan? To the Skol side, back again with another Minnesota Vikings video. Hope you guys enjoyed the who showed up, who didn't. Kind of like the first breakdown I had of really the Seattle game. And obviously it's a tough loss, but this is not really, I'm missing me type of a rant type of thing, a type of a just overall what the hell I thought happened. Kind of going quarter by quarter and kind of expressing to you guys like the positives and the negatives and why I thought we lost, why I thought we were even in the game in the first place. Anyways, this is going to be a complete overview, complete breakdown on what happened to the Minnesota Vikings against the Seattle Seahawks. All right, now obviously we all know the ending, but how did it get there? You know, the first quarter started, we ripped together this beautiful 8-minute drive, and people forgot we went for fourth on the opening drive. We clearly made the message clear that we were there to win, and we were going to hand the ball to Dalvin. And, you know, Kirk looked like he was in a rhythm early. You know, he found Irv on the first pass of the game, and Irv made a hell of a catch, and he was really asserting himself into the game, and I was loving it. You know, I had a great time, and then Seattle got the ball back, and I was like, here we go. You know, this is the show. This is the MVP, and we got to sack and we got to stop. And the Vikings just did it again. And then it was, as you know, it was 13-0 at half. Just the only problem I have with the first half in general, no problem with the defense at all. I will never have a problem with the defense. I don't care. I don't care where our field position was. You shut a team out in the first half, I'm never going to have a problem with it. You know, also, I'm not the type of guy that question coaches' play calling. Obviously, they know more about us than the game. They call plays for a reason, and I thought the defensive play calling was beautiful in the first half, and I thought it was really, really, really well done. However, just offensively, I wish we were taking our shots in the first half. You know, I thought Kubiak caught a pretty solid game. However, I just wish he incorporated a couple more shot plays, a couple more big bootlegs. I get it was raining, but that would have really thrown him off guard. And I also understand the point where why would we get away from the run if they can't stop it? However, I just wanted us to kind of put our foot on their necks a little bit in the first half and make it like a 20-0 game instead of just a 13 and try to go get 7 and try to go in and get 3. However, honestly, the first half was great because we kept Russ off the field and we kind of just got in there and we got a lead and we had 2 quarters left. So I thought the first half was good in general. I thought the offense moved the ball really well. I just wish we had a better passing game to kind of try to assert ourselves and turn those 3 points, turn those 2 field goals we had, turn them into 7, and let Kirk loose a little more, get him more into the game because I didn't really felt like he was in the game at that time. He made some great throws in the second half, but I never really felt like he was warmed up. I just thought it was Dalvin showing us just slowly getting there. Also, I thought CJ Ham played his ass off last night. I mean, there's many plays where I was just like, he is having a hell of a day. But, I mean, that's really what happened, was the first half went really smoothly. And it just went the way Mike Zimmer wanted it to. And it was a typical Mike Zimmer first half. Time of possession, ran the ball, defense played good. And that was it. And then the second half came along, and it was just mayhem broke loose. I mean, even in the second half, I was expecting Seattle to come down and get 7 on the opening drive, but we somehow got to stop there. And I was just like, wow, this is like the defense is really coming near the ball. It was not just a quarter or a half. Like, they're really trying to win this game for us. Onslaught happened where they scored 21 points in a minute 50, I think it was. I mean, that just can't. That's the thing. Like, you can talk about all you want about the end of the game, and this could have went differently, and this should have been here. But to have a whole half lead evaporated, and now we're down by 8 in 2 minutes, is something that I just can't get my mind around. I mean, Cousins' fumble, yeah, you could call it what you want, but I mean, it was a fumble, and I get it's unlucky. He just can't turn the ball over in our own area. On the first touchdown I scored, Eric Wilson fell down. I was like, all right, I mean, they're going to score, but like I was never really concerned yet. And then Cousins had the turnover, and then Seattle scored again. And really, I wasn't really like, I was like, this is the run we were expecting. And at the time, it's 14-13. I'm like, all right, I mean, I expected this. I expected Seattle to come out and throw punches. I mean, this is one of the best teams in the league. They're actually going to fold over Sunday night at home with their bye week next week. They're going to come out and they're going to fight. And we all knew that. We all knew Seattle was like that. They were going to go on a run. As a Vikings fan, we all expected the run to come, and it did. And we're down 14-13 now. Now it's time to man up. I think Kirk just threw that awful interception. Now, KJ Wright made a hell of a play on the ball. However, Kirk just has to know not to throw it. And sorry about my alarm going off. I'm just really passionate right now, so I'm really not going to edit this out. This is going to be raw. However, just Kirk needs to know not to throw that ball. And he does, and KJ Wright makes a hell of a play, and then there's 2 possessions in a row where we have a turnover in our own area. And I'm just sorry, like, if you want to go win playoff games, if you want to go win a Super Bowl, no team is doing that. Like, you look around any league, no team is giving up two short fields to one of the best offenses in the league. Like, I feel like that just can't happen. Like, the risk will reward on Cousins' throw to Justin Jefferson, it was an 8-yard completion on 2nd down, and he threw a pick in his own area. Like, let's just kind of use our head a little bit. The risk-reward factor on the throw. Like, the ball should have never been thrown. It should have been either thrown so far where, I don't know if Cousins thought KJ Wright couldn't jump that high. I mean, KJ Wright had a deflection early on. I mean, he should know that. Anyways, we turn the ball over. It happens. And then just that Chris Carson run the play after. That kind of just embodies the Minnesota Vikings. You know, like, when one thing goes wrong, we let the floodgates open for too long. Way too long. I mean, I get we answered the next possession on offense, but that defense, like, they did give up 3 touchdowns. They had a chance to get a stop. Like, they did. I mean, they had a chance to make it 17-13. You know, we can talk about Zimmer going for 2 here, wherever. But his defense gets a stop. I mean, just one stop. It's 17-13. It's a different game. Then Cousins can go get 7 and not even have to worry about kicking a field goal. Then we're up 20-17. That's just holding them to 1 field goal. Imagine we held them to 2. We had a tie game. I'm just disappointed in the effort that they showed on that touchdown run. It just seemed like, oh, here we go. Like, we're just going to let it happen. Anyways, whatever. That happens. So, again, we're down by 8. We just gave up a lead, and it was crazy. Cousins marches down the field and probably has one of his most impressive drives as a Minnesota Viking, and he gets 7. And I'm like, dude, this is awesome. Like, and then we all know Mike Zimmer went for 2. And I disagree with that call right there. I thought that was a bad call in the moment. You know, I get, like, you're trying to tie this game up, but there was a lot of time left. And I always am a believer, you don't chase points in the NFL unless you need to chase points. Unless it's like, all right, like, if we don't chase points here, or if we don't go for 2, we're not gonna come back, and, like, we're gonna lose this game. We could have taken our 1. It's a 1-point game. I mean, we know how important 1 point is. We should by now after the Tennessee game. Anyways, we go for 2, and we call a QB draw, which is just not a good play call. I try to get them off guard, but come on, like, terrible play call. And anyways, now we're down 21-19, and still I'm feeling sort of confident. But anyways, then Russell Wilson marches his way down, and he throws a pick. Or no, and then we get a stop at midfield. And I'm like, all right, here we go. Kirk, do it again. Put it on. Put it on again. Like, let's see. And he does again. He has another touchdown drive, another game-winning drive to put us up 26-21. And now, also here, I get you don't go for 2 here. I'm going to be honest. I get Zimmer not going for 2 when we're up, when it's 25-21, going for 2 and make it 27-21. I get it, mainly because of the fact he wanted us, just in case the defense does give up a touchdown, to for sure have a chance at a field goal. Because let's just say we go for 2 and we don't get it, we're up 25-21. They could get a touchdown and go for 2, and it's 29-25, and then we have to go get a stop, and then, like, it's over. Like, we would need to get a 2-possession lead, we would have to go get 7 there, not just 3. And anyways, Kirk, hell of a drive. We got ourselves a 26-21 lead. Then Russ gets the ball back again, back-to-back possessions. We get an interception, and I'm like, let's go. 5 minutes left. Let's run this ball out, go get 7. And then it comes down to the 4th down call. And I'm going to make a video about this. I fully stand by Zimmer for being aggressive. I always want an aggressive head coach. You know, it works in the NFL. It just does. All these guys that are winning, they work. I get why. You would take your 3 and hope Russ doesn't go win it. And I get all the analytics say you go for it. All the analytics say you go for it. And I get if Madison just goes 1 yard to the right, we're having a different conversation right now. We're having a totally different convo right now. However, he didn't. And we got stopped. Game's still not over. He still has to go 96 yards in a minute 30. minute 50, whatever was on the clock. And then he does his little scramble. He gets 17 yards. He gets some breathing room. He's still around 80 yards away. And it's 4th and 10. And this is what my problem was with Zimmer. I get you was bringing a lot of heat. I get that. But if it's 4th and 10, I do not want my rookie corner on DK Metcalf one-on-one. It was a terrible play by Dantzler. However, give him 2 of those safeties, that the 2 safety high look that he was giving all night. Why would you go away? It was working. That's where I got so frustrated with Zimmer last night. I mean, I get bringing pressure. I get doing all that. But I just don't get the thought process. I get putting trust in your corners. Put trust in them quarters 1 through 3, but give them help in crunch time. Because what other route? I mean, it was DK running a comeback route to the sticks, which is a very tough play to complete in the NFL. Or it's him running straight if he has one-on-one. That's what he did. And Rush threw his little moon ball, and it came down, and he caught it. And then I think at that moment, we all thought it was over. I did. I mean, I was like, all right, they got minute 20 left. They're at midfield. This is going to be textbook for us. And they got all the way down to the goal line, and then Mike Hughes had a hell of a play on 3rd down. And then Rush just hit us with it at the end. And then that's game. And that's how we lost. It was just, we had opportunities to win, except we didn't. Pete Carroll handed us opportunities to win this game. Cousins handed us opportunities to win this game. And we didn't. And Mike Zimmer and Kirk Cousins will get most of the blame. However, a lot of that blame has to go on Alexander Mattison too. He had a hell of a game, but if you want to blame Cousins for not being clutch, you want to blame Zimmer for not showing up in big games, I want you to hold the running back to the same accountability. He missed a hole. He goes that way. We're talking about becoming 3-3 right now. Instead, we're 1-4. It's 2 different situations. And it comes down to one play in the NFL. And I'm going to make a whole video on the 4th down call to go for it anyways. And the play call, I mean, I'm not going to argue giving the ball to Madison when he just ran the ball down their throat and he had a wide open hole. And the O-line, you say what you want about, why would we run it to Samia's side? Samia is not a bad run blocker. He just is terrible in pass. And we're running to Brian O'Neill's side. So these people who think they know more about the head coach and think they know more about play calling than these NFL coaches, you know nothing. You know nothing. Anyways, this is kind of a rant on what I thought happened last night. Thought it was a well-fought battle. I don't think the Vikings are a bad football team at all. I just think they have some holes in some culture that they need to clear up. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Leave a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel. That's what went wrong for the Vikes last night. And it's sad, but we're going to bounce back. Sub, like. Talk to you guys soon. Skol Vikes.